Greetings, hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Siobhán, the Celtic Empath, and I am doing a little update video. It's going to be a background video, and it's not going to be in my usual style, sitting in front of the camera. I'm going to talk more audio style, podcast style, I guess, and I'm just going to present some images and talk through the images and just give some background information which is connected to the previous video that I uploaded in relation to the thousands of reptilians that were released. So that particular healing work that was done in Kerry in Ireland, the south of Ireland. So if you think you might be interested, continue listening. Do all of the usual stuff, like and subscribe. If you like this idea, the content of the work that I'm doing, it makes all the difference in the world when you do tick all the buttons and stuff to support the work and the channel. So I would like to first start by saying that I am a Celtic Empath. I am an RAAH Hypnosis Regression therapist. We combine this with a form of RAAH Reiki. I am a quantum oracle Akashic reader, and basically I am, yes, a Celtic shamanka, a Celtic shaman. And to me it was something that came to me, that developed, that emerged inside of me, that was always there, but I hadn't recognized it, hadn't known what it was, didn't know what it was I was experiencing. I didn't have a context, I didn't have a lineage, being hereditary. And so it took a lot of years to actually grow into this and to know what it was that I was actually growing into energetically. So it's all a long road, a long process. We're all on doing if we're on this kind of spiritual work, it takes time, and we're all doing our best. So with that, if you think that the tone or the topic, because this is not going to be a tourist type video, there's loads of lovely, and I've watched loads of them, tourist type guide videos around Kerry and Skellig, Michael, which is the headline for this particular video. And if you found me because you're looking for a tourist element, you're not going to find that here. This is going to be spiritual. I am spiritually based, I'm spiritually led. My work is all about the spiritual realms. It may be too new agey for you, it may be too God knows anything, whatever other labels are out there, but it may also be something that may be insightful. So I want to talk back to that video, give the background information about kind of what that was regarding, and just give a little kind of indication or heads up as to the direction that this particular, why that work is so important, and the direction that we're going in it. And as we're coming to the end of 2021, now heading into 2022, with all of this like global hysteria, insanity, everything that's been thrown at us worldwide now. We're global, and that's the core. This is so important, the globalness of what is happening to us. We're all experiencing the same awful stuff that's been wheeled out at the moment, and we're all connected. We're not separate. We're connecting even more and more, which I think was not part of the plan or the agenda to happen. So I want to start by saying that historically Ireland has a very rich global culture, international culture. We are all around the world. There is a huge community of people who can also claim Irish ancestry, who are finding their roots somewhere within their families, and we're talking families all over the world, no matter what race, colour or creed you are, it doesn't matter. Lots of families have Irish ancestry. It's incredible. We're a tiny little country, little island in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, and massive impact on the world. We're a land full of magic and mystery, of the most amazing mythology and mythological stories that has impacted the world. And I don't include St. Patrick in there. Just St. Patrick is like this Catholic person who basically mythology ended with the advent of St. Patrick coming in and taking over. But I don't want to rubbish St. Patrick's Day, because so many people get so much pleasure from St. Patrick's Day all over the world, so I'm not going to go down that road at the moment. And anyways, people who are kind of very aware to the agenda, you probably have some idea that St. Patrick is not really what we were sold. It's not really what it is. Okay, so I want to just say that, like, Ireland, for a tiny place, is massive. And as I am progressing in my own Celtic shamanic work, as I go on my own spiritual journeys, when I do shamanic journeys, more and more information is revealed to me, more and more knowledge comes to me intuitively. The work that I do as a shaman in Ireland is incredibly enlightening and incredibly uplifting, because I can tell you that, we have a bright and wonderful future ahead of us, despite all this craziness that's been thrown out there at the moment, the circus that's going on, or the wonderful show, as we are being showed a show. But I want to bring together the work that Ireland is key. Ireland is key, and this is a very important phrase that has been coming to me all of this year, that Ireland is key. It's central to a lot of things, and there's a number of reasons, historically, mythologically, going back to our magic and myths and lore as to why Ireland is key to a number of things. So it's very, very important that as I've been going through this process, that I've engaged also with a lot of history and research. And I've been researching, I've been reading, I've been looking, going online, doing what we're all doing as well. And I've been finding the resources and the facts and the information that is giving me this information that is pulling together the wider picture, and historically what our connection to our ancestors, and why that connection for a lot of us is so important, why there's such a strong pull to our ancestors, and why ancestral work and ancestral healing is so important. Because who are we? Who would we be without our ancestors? Where would we be? We wouldn't be here, would we? So, the people that have come before us are integral to the people that we are today, who we are and where we are. And a lot of that research has taken me, first of all, I discovered online a pivotal, momentous piece of work that was done by a man called Conor Mac Dari. So anybody that is into researching more what I consider the true Irish history, you will have probably come across Conor Mac Dari's work. I highly recommend. It's a read. You have to read his work. And following on that, more a popular, more recent body of research, which a lot of people in this area are familiar with, Michael Tsarian. He has done he's put a life's work into researching the true Irish history, which has a massive impact actually, and connected into the true history of the world, and how a lot of the root races are all connected back to Ireland. And this will bring me back into the Tuatha Dé Danann, and the Tuatha Dé Danann, of course, are connected into where I'm going today with this particular background updated video, because referring back to that piece of healing work that was done. That piece of healing work was done in Kerry, which is popularly known as the Kingdom of Kerry. It's a massive, massive tourist spot. Gazillions of tourists at this stage have travelled to Kerry to come and see it. And it's called the Kingdom of Kerry for a very good reason. And historically, the more that I research, I'm finding out that there are other reasons why Kerry is referred to as the kingdom, and things that I've been shown in my own shamanic work. So I'm showing you here just an image roughly. This is Ireland. Kerry, where the big arrow is, pointing to Dingle, just showing you there. That's all the Kerry area down south, the south of Ireland, what we call the south of Ireland here. Now, through popular, should I say, really good rebranding by the tourist board, it's now called the Wild Atlantic Way, and people refer to it as the west of Ireland. It's not really the west of Ireland. In Ireland, if you said to us Kerry's in the west, we'd be looking at you and scratching our heads and going, what are you talking about? Kerry's in the south of Ireland, southwest if you like, but it's in the south. Recorrecting the tourist board. They won't be promoting my channel anytime soon, so it doesn't really matter. And the west is really Connacht, what we call Connacht, Mayo and Galway, and you can even take in Clare there as well into the west. So just so you can see there, I have Skelligs, and I have a place located there called Skellig Michael Rock, and this is all off the coast of Kerry, and this is the title of the video, Skellig Michael Rock, Star Wars. Where am I going with all of this? Okay, so moving into the next slide, you can see that there are areas here. We have Waterfill, Ballinskellig, Carsiveen, Dingle, Inch Beach. So this is all like the Kingdom of Kerry. It's a giant, massive piece of land that's covered. You have amazing national parks and mountain ranges, and it was just up here outside Dingle that mountain range running at the back of Dingle is where our piece of healing work with releasing the reptilians from the mountain range actually occurred. And so you have like different cave systems, many caves that we don't know about that are all around these different parts. Of course, we know worldwide that there are lots of tunnel networks running underneath the ground and underneath the sea. Now, Ireland, being a small country, isn't obviously a massive component of all of these underground tunnel networks and stuff, but of course it's all connected in, and there is tunnels running underneath Ireland, connected over, I know particularly over to Wales and England, which also connects to another piece of work that was done that I did energetically in connection to Wales and Liverpool. But anyways, these are stories I can't talk about at the moment. But just to bring your attention now to Kerry, and all these lines that are running over the map here are actually energy lines and ley line systems. So when I work energetically, I'm working with the land, and that is a big part of who I am, and I guess who people are when we are shamans, that we are very connected into the land, into Mother Earth, because that is everything. It's everything. And underneath, in these mountain ranges, underneath the land, we have ley line systems, and these are very powerful ley line systems that carry energy around the earth. And we have down here, off of Kerry, connected to Kerry, is called the Dingle Diamond ley line system, where you have the Archangel Michael Mary ley lines, or the Apollo Athena ley line. Now, some people say it's the same one, that people refer to it as being Apollo Athena. And some people say, well, it's the same ley line, but other people call it Michael Mary ley line. I've always only ever known it as the Michael Mary ley line. I haven't yet been able to come across a map that outlines the separate ley lines and putting the Apollo Athena as a separate ley line. But I believe that they are two different ley lines from what I can detect and understand. But my focus is on the Michael Mary ley line. And these are running through Skellig Michael Rock, which is a very impressive, massive old hermitage, an old settlement, pre-Christian settlement. And really and truly, I don't know. I don't know if we're being told the truth about it. I don't know if the authorities that be really know the full historical truth about it. But what I do know is that it's an incredibly powerful place, energetically speaking. It's a key location point. It's what I call an anchor point, and it's tapped into these incredibly very powerful ley line systems. We also have to consider the connections of Atlantis to Ireland as well, and so that's what is considered our true Irish history, is the Atlantis connections, and to the Phoenician races as well. But you can, if you want to pursue looking at that information, I definitely recommend go to Michael Tsarian's website. It's an incredible place to start. He's wrote an incredible piece of work, The Irish Origins of Civilization. That's the name of his website, and that's the name of 2 of his works that he's done. I haven't actually read them myself, but Conor Mac Dari is my go-to source, and everything kind of springs forth from that piece of pivotal work that was done and not spoken about and not taught to the kids in school. And you know, Irish history is incredible. We have been dominated and controlled. We have been targeted for thousands, hundreds, well, definitely hundreds of years, but I believe thousands of years. And there's a reason why Ireland has been under really severe, heavy targeting, why we've been subdued and why we've been suppressed and repressed, and why we're being held in a particular position energetically. But that's all breaking down, basically. So this is where we're going to go into a bit of more spiritual work, a bit more new agey stuff, because the releasing of the reptilians was a big part of, it was a massive part of energy work, let's just say that, to release that consciousness and to unstick that information, that block that was there, because that had a tap-on effect, a knock-on effect onto the energy down there, the energy systems, and those reptilians were also pulled out of other people as well that were connected to other people. So it's all good to remove those energies and replace it back with positive energy, which is what we do within the RAAH hypnosis sessions. So the mountain range is in the same location, same area. The Dingle Peninsula of Kerry, also called the Ive Peninsula, often referred to as paradise. And historically there was a famous king who referred to Kerry as being paradise. And there's all kinds of references in sacred books and old texts about paradise and about the Holy Grail. And of course, it's very important mythologically to know and understand about the connection of the Tuatha Dé Danann, which is the original seeded races, basically, of the world. So when you consider the velocity of that, and all down to Kerry here, and bringing our attention and focus to Skellig Michael Rock, what is so special about Skellig Michael? Well, I'll tell you what, if you're a conspiracy theorist, or you're a new agey person, or you're a light worker, or whoever, whatever label that we all have these labels now that we're going by, because there is a place for all of it, and so many people discount different elements of it, and we'll just totally throw it away, of your new agey, throw it away. It's all coming together. We've all got relevance, we've all got important information that is different components that is coming together energetically. And you cannot discount spirituality, because this is all about spirit, and this is where it's coming to. And it's going to take, some people will never get this, will never understand this, and this video will not be for a lot of people. But spiritualness is the position we're in now, the warfare that we're in now, and only when we truly understand that can we actually fight the war, and fight it empowered as such, or engage with the process, because we have to know and we have to see what energies are we working with. So with Skellig Michael Rock, Hollywood came to Skellig Michael not just once, not just twice, but several times. And its most recent, of course, is Star Wars. So Star Wars was a massive, massive movie for Hollywood to come there. And why? Well, there's lots of other videos, theories as to why Star Wars would come to a location like Skellig Michael Rock. Why would they focus their energies on Skellig Michael? You've had other movies throughout the centuries, Ryan's Daughter, another interesting one, Excalibur, another very interesting one, because Michael Thessarian talks a lot about Avalon, the connections to King Arthur. Again, we have huge connections here with all of these history, mythologies, whatever you want to call them, fairy stories, as a lot of people will also refer to them as. What is Excalibur, and what is the symbolism of the story of Excalibur in the stone, etc., etc. Please go to Michael Thessarian and listen to what he actually talks about in relation to Excalibur. So that was another movie made in the Kingdom of Kerry. You also had Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. They came to Kerry and are now around the Dingle, the coastline, Inch Beach, all around the Dingle Peninsula. You have another movie called The Lobster, and then we come to the Star Wars movie, which was based on Skellig Michael Rock. And indeed, I think they are planning another one. Is there another one to be released soon, I think? And I think that they are also bringing in Skellig Michael Rock into that one as well. I think, but I could be wrong about that. So energetically, we're talking about an incredibly powerful location, essentially. You've got very strong, important ley line systems that are running underneath here. You're connecting into what's called the Dingle Diamond. This is very important ancestrally for us to start connecting into our ancestral work and bringing forward this deeper intuitive work that is just waiting for us to tap into it. All I can say is, looking at the ley line system here, we can see Michael, and I'm going to focus on the Michael Mary ley line system, running through Skellig Michael Rock. It goes on to Cornwall, goes on to Greece, goes on to Jerusalem. This is very important energetically, carrying energies and frequencies around the earth and to Jerusalem. Of course, the connection to Christ, very important as well. So it goes on and on and on. Everything is connected, nothing is separate, remember that. I want to show you the diagram. It's the chakras. So Ireland, you can see, is the green chakra. So a lot of people, I don't know, they don't seem to kind of factor in Ireland underneath Glastonbury. Ireland is the anchor. That's all I'm going to say for the moment. Anchor is this key point, key location. We are under what's called the 13 sacred keys. Ireland is the law of grace. Now, I don't know about these numbers. I've seen various different diagrams of the 13 sacred keys. And this one is the only one that I've seen that was publicly published on a website. And the website there is universallifetools.com, so you can go to that website. Beautiful website, actually. Beautiful energy worker here. And the law of grace here is connected to the inner earth. Again, the Tuatha Dé Danann, where the Tuatha Dé Danann disappear off to into the inner earth, and it is believed through the Kingdom of Kerry. That's their location, that's where they're connected to. Ireland is under what's called the law of grace. And the law of grace actually incorporates Ireland and Glastonbury as well, or Avebury, which would be the UK, England. So we're in the green chakra, the heart chakra. So it's important for us to understand what is Ireland to England. Ireland to England is what I call the anchor point, where we're holding energy, we're holding space. The Irish people themselves are people who are heart-based people, who are heart-centered. And historically, even in fairy tales, Disney movies, often the heart is shown as the ultimate prize, the ultimate reward, the ultimate thing to consume or to own. You know, the dark person wants to own the heart. You know, we have images of the Wicked Witch holding her, is it from Snow White or one of those movies, holding a heart in her hand. And often it's seen as part of the ultimate when an animal is killed, removing the heart from the body and holding it up to the sky. You know, it's the ultimate claim over something, about energy. And Irish people are very heart-based, heart-centered people. Our hearts are open, which is why we're under, of course, the green chakra. And we're holding a lot of information, we're holding a lot of energy and a lot of space. And negativity always wants to own and control and gain the heart. It's the ultimate prize, is to have that in their hands. And that's why a lot of heavy targeting has been done in Ireland, because this is the seat of everything. It's the crown. We're holding the space, we're holding the information, we're holding the doorways, the gateways to important, strong portals, and that's connected into Skellig Michael. I have done some shamanic work around furthering the energies after the hypnosis session, releasing those reptilians. There was a lot more energetic work then that came forward to me as a shaman cat, where I've been working on the energy and the ley lines connected around there. But for the moment, that is work, it's sacred work that I can't talk about in order to keep it safe and protected. But I do know there will be time in the future when I'll be able to talk about it when we move on, and we're moving on. We're heading towards the 21st of December. We've just had the 12/12 portal in December 2021, and it is massive energetically. The energy that has come in on that portal, there is a turning about starting to happen, a big turning about. Yes, they're going to keep throwing as much of the negativity and the crap from the other side at us as they possibly can now in the run-up to the solstice. The solstice is so important. You know, make time on the winter solstice to connect with your energy, connect with the land, burn a little fire outside, a safe fire. I'm not recommending massive big fires, but something safe and contained. Connect that fire into the land, into the ground. Make that connection into wherever it is you're living, into your own ley line system, because they're all connected anyways. Ultimately, the energies, they all dissect and cross over each other, and so connect into your own land. When you do that, connect into your own ancestors, because the ancestors are speaking to us. They're bringing forth so much knowledge that has been lost and hidden to us, to humanity. That is, some of it is coming forward in researchers like Conor Mac Dari, where he's trying to bring together, glue the pieces together. And we can do that instinctually as people, as spiritual people, connecting into our ancestors who've gone before us. They're trying to bring this knowledge, information through to us. So that's kind of it. I hope that's maybe shed a bit of light, brought together some things, and given you some background information to the relevance of Dingle and Kerry, and some of that energy work that was initiated down there. I am Siobhán, the CelticQuantum. I am living in Ireland all my life. I am an integrated priestess. I am sovereign. I am divine. I am free. I am also a professional aura hypnotherapist. All of my details are here at the end of this video. Please go ahead, and if you've listened the whole way, thank you very much for following through and listening to this recording. And absolutely leave your comments below if you feel that this was informative or not, or give you some insight. But it's the beginning steps of connecting maybe into your own energy work as well, and connecting into those ancestors. So it is with that I'm going to thank you, love you and leave you, and RAAH Bonnacht agus Slán, and we shall meet again.